Okay, wide two-tone. Let's just do a burst video, an 8 millionth burst video. Okay, you need a paint gun for this. Here's one. Okay, so yellow shade is what I'm putting on first. This body has already been undercoated and grain filled. It's ash. So you got a grain fill ash, and then you undercoat over the grain fill. After you make sure the grain fill is all cleaned up and real nice, then you put your yellow shade on. The face is like this, bing, bang, boom. Now, you get your burst gun, Dark Salem gun, turn it down, turn it down. I use Dark Salem. Okay. I'll do the sides. It's kind of boring to video the sides because, you know, it just is. So, go get a drink or something and come back in a minute or two. Okay, so because it's a wide two-tone, that means the burst is going to be, it's a wide faded two-tone. So, although you don't want to get overspray. Oh, look, see that? That's my gun just spit. Let's do a real quick lesson on when to pull the trigger. If you got a spitty gun, like that means your needle's not seating right, and so it doesn't sit all the way in there, and so paint comes through and it just sits in the end, and when you pull the trigger, it goes, pop, and you get that. So, yeah, your gun needs to be clean. But, in the meantime, whenever you're ready to start painting, always pull your trigger, like the first time, not aiming at the thing you're going to paint, because if there is a little blob of paint right there, it's going to do that, and then now you've just screwed yourself. So, even though this is, try to sand it off real quick. Can't sand it off real quick because it's gummy. I was trying to make a fast video, and look what happens. Can't see out of my glasses because they're aiming the wrong way as usual. So you're going to have to look up. Hold on. I'm scratching off the black paint. It's not working as good as I wanted to. And I got, God, like, you know, the only time my hair is scratched, it tickles my face is when I try to make these videos. Okay. I can feel it. See, mistakes happen. A lot of specs. This thing looks stupid. I'm going to take all day sanding it with that. I'm going to sand it with this. Cha 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 cha. See, most of this is going to be covered with the bursts. You know? So, you won't even see it, but still. What if it's not? Okay, this one. Right there. Okay, there. Now, I'm going to have to put re-yellow on here. And fortunately, this is a relic. You know how they relic them. You know, this is the armware area where they might work the paint off right here, but it's not my job to do that for them. They do that. So I got to make it sure it's done properly so when they get it, they can, you know, maybe the order says, hey, I don't want, even though it's a relic, don't do any armware. Like, I don't know. Okay, good. There. Okay, now back to where we were 150 years ago. Put this on there. Aim off first. Aim off. What was I doing? I was doing this. Now this side. That's right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Pull the trigger while you're not pointing at the thing in case it spits. That's the number 26. Now we go. Clean your gun. Ultimately, it won't do that if you have a clean gun, but you know, sometimes you just go and doing things throughout the day and stuff happens. Yeah, the outside of my guns are disgusting. Everybody knows that, but hopefully I've got the innards working right. Apparently I don't on this one. You know, sometimes in that little piece right there, can you see? There's a little bushing right there. And if you have that little thing screwed too tight, the needle won't go in and out. Can you see what I'm doing? easily. So there's just a magic amount that you got to have this where if it's too tight, can you see? No. If it's too tight, the needle won't slide back and forth easily. See, your needle goes from here all the way back to here. If it's too loose, paint will start backing out and dripping out right there. So you got to have it just right. And you also got to remember what you were doing instead of talking so much. Okay, the guy was over here. This was supposed to be a quick video. What happened? All these issues. This is painting. Painting isn't just painting. Painting is problem solving. 70% problem solving, 30% painting. That's my theory. Okay, bottom. Pull the trigger when you're not aiming at the thing. See, that's a little lesson you learn when you screwed up 1,000 things. Pull the trigger when you're not aiming at the thing. And people won't even notice that that's what you're doing. Yeah. But it's a small adjustment. Still saves yourself headaches occasionally. Okay, I've got the sides done, right? Woo! Let's do the burst. Okay, when you're bursting, or when you're painting in general, always get haircuts so your hair doesn't tickle your face and push your glasses up. Okay, so don't move your wrist. No, lock your wrist, okay? Wish I had another camera that was backed up so you could see. But, you know, yeah, after you've been painting for a while, you can break the rules. But when you're learning, don't move your wrist, just lock it like a robot, and don't even move your elbow. Jeez, can you see my elbow? I should move the camera, huh? Don't move your elbow. Move your whole arm at your shoulder. Sometimes you can even lock that and move your whole body. That's it. I'm going to put the camera somewhere else. Okay, so you can see. God, tape is stick. Everything's fighting with me today. All right. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to tuck it in here. And it's going to shut off the way it does. Okay. Now, is it aiming properly? No, it's not. Who cares? All right. Can you see me? Probably not. Okay, don't move. I should put it farther away, huh? Let's do that. All right. Don't move your wrist. Don't move your elbow. Like, lock that stuff. Move like that. Okay, now we're going to burst. Move your whole arm. You can even move your whole body. See? My wrist is not moving. My elbow is not moving. I'm using my legs even. Going up and down. It's a lot easier to get a steady control of the paint gun and putting the paint right where you want it if you're doing it like that. And if you're going to make a small burst and you're worried about it being even, use a little bit of paint coming out, not a lot, and get close with a little bit of air. But if you want to be, or you have more chance of messing up if you do it that way, because if you get a little squiggly, like, ooh, it's easier to see when you're close, but if you're farther away, you get a little bit more forgiveness because the paint spreads out. I'm all over the place. Never mind half of the stuff I just said. Okay, so we got our basic burst on there right now. This is a wide one, right? Wide. It's not wide, but I like doing that. Let's get our, let's get this thing. It's kind of, I need a new one. They're not made to use for infinity, but I'm using this one for infinity. Okay, open it up. Alright. Wipe it. Wipe it. Careful. I mean, yes, it's still wet. See, you can't tell, but I just barely grabbed right there. Didn't really make any marks, but just be careful. Don't start here. I mean, you could just wait. In a perfect world, just wait for it to dry 10 minutes. I'm just trying to make a video. But I don't start here. I start here. Like that. That way I'm not touching the potentially wet paint. Dang it! All right. Let me get... God! It must be subliminal. Some kind of face itch thing happens. Okay, I'm going to do the wide fade part. Maybe I had too much coffee today. Okay, so I've already done the regular burst. Now I'm going to use some lacquer on here and then do the fadey part. This is one way of doing it. There's a few ways. So wow, I'm going to do one side at a time. Soaking wet. Look, soaking wet. Why? Why soaking wet? Because when I do the next part right now, the fade, you just want a real soft, wide fade, and if it's going over a soaking wet lacquer, it just melts in and looks smooth. Follow me? Okay. So there you go, the wide part. But now I got to fade. I always say fade to fade, but you know, make the gradient, the gradualness of the fade. That makes sense? You don't want to see a burst and then this light. What do I bother talking? You know, I'm not a good teacher. I just do stuff. Okay, there. Can you see the table? Let me look at the camera. I don't know. How can I show you? Do I need to show you? Okay, face. Yeah. See, if I put the burst, the fade here, it's real nice. Well, then the difference between that area and this, you got to soften the fade between the fade and you fade and the fade. Okay? Slam it on there. You know, there's probably like 2% of the people out there that are as weird as me that are probably understanding this. Okay. Fade. Look, I'm bringing it in to make it wide. I'm not worried about the can't say fade too many times because then you just start confusing issues. There. Now I'm blending. Is that a good word? Blending the first burst I did into the second burst I did. There, that makes sense, right? Yeah. Look. I'll get them over here. So it's a smooth, gradual little thing. God, I should just quit talking and just make the videos and put music. Wait.